Hey kids, Mr. Scott here. Hope you've had a great week. Have you ever had someone that just doesn't treat you real nice? Maybe it's somebody on the playground that, kind of bullies you. Maybe they say mean things that hurt you. Maybe they try to actually hurt you by hitting you or doing something like that. There's those people out there that we run into that just aren't very nice to us. That happens when you're a kid, that happens when you're an adult. But Jesus, he had something to say about those kind of people and what we should do about them. And it's a little different than what you might expect. We've been in the Sermon on the Mount, a time when Jesus was talking to a bunch of his followers and telling them lots of things. And this week, he has something to tell us that's a little difficult to understand. It's a little bit upside down, just like that. And so today, we're going to look at Matthew chapter 5, and we're going to start in verse 38. Are you ready? This is some interesting stuff here. He says, "You have heard it said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I tell you, don't stand up against an evil person. If someone slaps you on the right cheek, then turn to them the other cheek too. If someone wants to sue you in court and take your shirt, then let them have your coat too. If a soldier forces you to go with him 1 mile, then go with him 2 miles. If a person asks you for something, then give it to them. Don't refuse to give to a person who wants to borrow from you." Well, that's a whole lot of kind of people that are trying to do things that maybe make you feel not really great. They're maybe doing something to you where they're trying to hit you, and he says, turn the other cheek. Or soldier making you do something. Back in Jesus' time, soldiers could make people carry their packs and their stuff for them, and they had a rule, they had a law where they had to carry it. Someone had to carry it for 1 mile. If a soldier said, carry my pack, you had to do it for 1 mile. And Jesus says, carry it for 2. Jesus says if someone hits you, let them have the other cheek too. If someone wants to borrow and take something from you, let them have it. And it's kind of upside down. Well, that just doesn't seem to make sense to us. But Jesus had something he was trying to teach us. And to help us understand that, I've got an illustration. I know you're surprised. What I have right here is a bunch of cornstarch. It's this stuff right here like this. You can find it in your store. I've got some cornstarch in a container here, and I've got some water, and I've added, of course, blue food coloring to make it look cool. And this is something you can do at home. I'm going to have instructions in our attachment about how you can do this with your parents. Make sure you do it with your parents because it's kind of messy. And you can choose any kind of food coloring color you want. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this water and slowly add it and mix it in to this cornstarch, because we're going to come up with something that's going to help us understand what Jesus was talking about in that Matthew chapter. So let's get mixing. Ready, set, go. All right, got it all mixed up. So what I have in front of me here is that cornstarch and the water with food coloring all mixed together, and you can see it's this kind of goopy, kind of wet, but not quite wet mixture. And what this is, it's a mixture that's somewhere between liquid and solid. You ready to learn a science term? It's what they call a non-Newtonian liquid. You learned something new. So here's this stuff. I'm going to wipe it off. This gets a little goopy on your hands. That's why you need to make sure you ask your parents before you make this stuff. Well, here's something that I think will help us understand what Jesus was trying to tell us. When he said you don't need to do eye for eye or tooth for tooth or get someone back, what you need to do is respond differently. And here's what Jesus, I think, was saying. See, if I come at this non-Newtonian liquid, if I come at it with a fist, if I come at it hard and I'm ready to do some damage back to it, here's what happens. I hit that, it won't let me in. But if I come at it with my hand and just simply do this, my hand just sinks right in. That's pretty cool. Kind of gushy too. And it's kind of fun to play with. So, it's still liquid. See, if I come at it slow and I come at it gentle and not trying to hit back, I can slide my fingers right in there and get the goopiness out. But if I come at it hard, let me get that fist back going here. You ready? If I come at it hard, it doesn't let me in. See, I think Jesus was trying to tell us we need to be like this liquid stuff that's in between. Said when we are approached, we don't need to be hard, we need to be soft. And that's how we can deal with other people. If someone's mean to you, he's saying, you don't need to respond with meanness back. What you need to do is have a gentle answer. When someone wants to do something that would hurt you, you don't need to try to hurt them back. What you need to do is be kind, be nice, and be what Jesus would want you to be. And that's more like a gentle answer instead of a harsh one. See? Makes it a lot more fun. It's also a lot more messy this way too. Jesus was trying to tell us that we don't have to get back at people. What we need to do as followers of Jesus is to love other people. He goes farther in that chapter and says we need to even love our enemies, people that are against us. He says we don't need to come at them hard. We need to come at them soft with God's love. So this week, I'm challenging you to maybe do some of the activities attached there, see how you can have a response when things come at you that aren't real nice. Don't try to get back, but be loving. Pretty awesome, isn't it? Well, I will see you later. You guys have a great week. Love you. When you're not careful, it splatters on your glasses. It's fun and messy. In fact, I'm not sure. Towel, please. I said, anybody in here give me a towel? Paper towel? Cloth towel? Any towel? Little help? Hey kids, Becca wasn't in the video this week because she's been sick, but she had a message for you, so here it is.
Hi friends! Sorry I can't be there this week, but I'll be there next week for sure. I just want to remind you that when you serve others, you serve Jesus. Don't forget. See you next time.
What happens when I put my face into it? Yeah, no, that's not happening. That's not happening.